Good afternoon everyone and welcome back to Eventing with India Rain. So today I am in my wonderful arena and I am going to show you guys how to set up a 6 show jump course at home. That's right, at home. So the inspiration that I got to essentially set up this course I got from the app Happy Horse. Now I absolutely love this app. I love all the different sort of techniques it teaches you about jumping, poles, flat works. It gives you all sorts of ideas to basically do a lot more, sort of essentially make your riding experience with your horse a little bit more interesting, because if you're anything like me, I'm not the best with flat work. I do prefer jumping. Obviously I know how important it is to put flat work into your routine with your horses, but I'm a little bit more on the, all I want to do is show jump. So this app has actually been really good to sort of show me all the different pole exercises that you can do with your horses, especially young horses when you're teaching them how to leg yield and everything else. It's just literally been absolutely amazing for me. And a couple of weeks ago when Neve brought her horse Milo to my yard and we went on a little jump, I set up this exact course I'm going to set up again today and show you guys, and we both loved it. Unfortunately I didn't get to jump it because Crystal got a little bit excited going over the fences and everything, so I didn't get to do the full course. However, I did pop over a couple of jumps, which was really fun, and then Neve managed to do the course herself and she really liked it, so I thought I'm going to do it again today. And then Neve is going to come up because I have been looking after her horses for a week while she's been away, and she's gonna come up, and before she takes them home we're gonna jump on Milo and Minnie and have a go around this course. What I will say about this course, I've popped up here for you guys, so if any of you want to try this out at home, you absolutely can. Obviously you don't have to make it like an actual jumping course. You could literally just put the poles on the floor where the fences are and just kind of teach your horse to listen when you're turning them and everything else. It'll be really good for that. We're just gonna have a really good day with it. So I'm going to prop you down, put you on time lapse, and let's get this course set up. Okay, so course is set up and ready. Obviously if you guys have seen my previous video, the first ever time I rode Minnie, we jumped around a 90 centimeter jump just on its own, just out of the blue. Neve was like, get over it, and I was like, okay. But what I'm going to do now is, I'm not going to put any of the jumps up or anything because there's no point doing that just yet, because me and Neve will probably go over a couple of the poles first just to kind of get the horse's legs warmed up and stuff. But what I'm probably gonna do, obviously it's up to Neve because it's Neve's horse, I'm not gonna, you know, make a decision for her, but what I would like to do with Minnie is kind of jump fences that are a little bit smaller, so more on like the 40-50 side. Not because she can't do it, because I know she can jump, you know, the 90 centimeters that she did, but because I don't think she's ever jumped a course that height before and I don't want to push her. So the best thing to do really, and this is what I've done with all of my previous horses, is if they can jump a fence, like massive, that's fine, but that's like a fence by itself. But when you're introducing a course, it's a lot more strenuous on them, it's a lot more work. I'm gonna keep them quite low, maybe just keep them as cross poles for Minnie just so she gets used to going around on courses. And yes, it's going to be really fun. So I'm going to go get my boots on because I'm currently in my trainers, not riding attire whatsoever. I'm going to go get my boots on, wait for Neve to arrive, and we're going to have a little jump. reasonably successful jumping session. Neve very kindly demonstrated the course that we did. We did end up doing the 9 jump course, or I say we, Neve did, because basically what happened was we warmed the horses up just on a couple of fences, two little poles, just to kind of, you know, get them picking their feet up, get them realising that they're going to have a jumping session. And we didn't want to go too big because Milo hasn't really been exercised this last week that I've had him, and then Minnie, we've mainly done a bit of trotting poles, a little bit of jumping, but a lot of flat work and trotting poles mainly. But with Minnie today, she was just, because obviously I've had her for the week whilst Neve's been away, and she was acting a little bit out of character compared to what she'd been throughout the week. So she was going, I mean, I probably shouldn't complain really, because she was going really quietly up to jump. She was really she was just very different, and like I say, going quietly up to jumps is actually really good, but she wasn't going as quietly as she was today. So obviously she's not my horse, so I'm not 1000% sure like what signs to kind of look for, if there was anything wrong with her. So Neve jumped on, had a trot round, sort of said that she felt like she was alright, but just in case there was anything wrong, we sort of cooled her off and just didn't really continue with jumping. I managed to take her over about 4 or 5 jumps, but then after that was when we kind of realised that there could be something wrong. Hence why Neve jumped on. Neve thought she was fine, but obviously, like I say, we just didn't want to continue in case there was something wrong with her, as obviously we want to take the best care of these horses. There was also a little bit, we think, potential napping going on for Minnie, because obviously when I've been bringing her in the arena this week, she's been coming in on her own, so obviously she's had a lot more to focus on, especially with the poles and everything. So she's been able to really focus on her job and what I'm asking her to do, whereas today, obviously Milo then came into the arena, so both of them were a little bit more on edge than what they'd usually be when they're riding, because they both get ridden individually. So we think, well, we don't think, we know there was a little bit of napping going on, because sometimes when I'd ask Minnie to walk away from Milo, she'd kind of start stepping sideways and walking backwards, and Neve felt that as well, but obviously we managed to get her away from Milo eventually. But like I say, we just didn't push Minnie too far. I didn't want to, like, neither me nor Neve wanted her to continue doing the course that we'd set up, just in case there was anything wrong. Like I say, I want to do what's best for these horses, especially because they're not mine, and I just want to take as best care of them as possible, and obviously Neve does as well with them being hers. But that being said, Neve then took Milo around the course and did an absolutely fantastic job, as you saw. We didn't really have the jumps up massive because, like I said earlier on in the video, the horses haven't really done a proper course before, so we didn't want to do anything too massive. Obviously we know they can jump quite big, but when you add the height of the jump in with a course, it's very strenuous. There's a lot going on, there's a lot to think about, there's a lot to look at, and with them both being just gone 5, obviously with that in itself, they're still very young, they're still very green. So we kept the poles. Basically we just did a course of cross poles. Milo was absolutely brilliant, he seemed to really enjoy it, and it's just been an all-round great day, despite my course being cut short, but that's fine. And that is pretty much it from me today, guys. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. I am going to go eat some food because I am absolutely starving. It's nearly 7 o'clock and my ponies in the field are definitely very hungry. They've been calling down to me from the field like, "Mummy, it's food time." So I'm going to go feed them. I'm going to get Minnie ready because Neve's taken 2 of hers home now, and she's going to come back in about an hour or so to come and get Minnie. And then I will be back to my original trio. But just before I end this one, I would just like to tell you all to follow your horsey passion, make it happen, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!